Out there, this is Easy Work Boxing. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, y'all see the title of the video. Terence Crawford calls out Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, if you don't know, even though I made a video about this a couple of days ago, Floyd Mayweather announced that he would never be going back to the boxing ring. This is a dangerous sport. He said, due to the deaths that have been happening in boxing, he feels like he's too old and it's time for him to just sit down and enjoy his wealth. Well, right after he tells the world that Floyd Money Mayweather comes right back and announces that he'll be back in the ring in 2020. Now, Terence Crawford, new pound for pound champion of the world, sees this and he says, why not? He goes out on Instagram or Twitter, whichever account it was, and he says to Floyd Mayweather, why not fight me on your comeback in 2020? And me, I would love for this fight to happen. I'm sure everybody who is a boxing fan would love for this fight to happen. But there's a lot of questions that go on in detail about the fight and will this fight ever happen? The first thing people need to worry about is, will Mayweather even be willing to make a deal with Bob Arum? But from what I understand is that Floyd Mayweather coming back in 2020 is not to fight in the boxing ring. He is coming back supposedly to fight in the UFC or do a match with Khabib or a rematch with Conor McGregor. Sure, none of us who are boxing fans really want to see Floyd Mayweather go out and fight in the UFC. We really, depending on who he comes back and fights in boxing, wouldn't want to see Floyd come back. I think this would be a great fight for Floyd Mayweather. This would stamp his legacy like none other. Even though Manny Pacquiao was at his age fighting fighters like Keith Thurman, but for the former pound for pound champion to come back and beat, if he could beat Terence Crawford, that would be amazing, man. That would be some legendary, top of the shelf, creme de la creme boxing shit if Floyd Mayweather was to come back and fight Terence Crawford. And not only fight him, but beat him. Yeah, I think Floyd would lose to Terence Crawford, especially at the age right now. See, a lot of people, they're going to want to go back and forth with if it was Pretty Boy Floyd would beat Terence Crawford. Okay, you can say that, but that's not relevant to what we're talking about. We're not talking about Pretty Boy Floyd. We're talking about Money May. Do you think that Money May could defeat Terence Crawford? At this point in his life right now, at the age he is right now I say no. Right now I say no. Floyd has been out the ring really in a real potential boxing match almost 3-4 years now. A 12-round fight, a real fight. Going against a sharp fighter like Terence Crawford, a fighter who reminds me of Floyd Mayweather, who to me has the mind frame, all of the skills that Floyd Mayweather possesses and is younger. I think Bud will go out and beat up on Floyd Mayweather. I really do. I think Terence Crawford's style and switching stances will cause a lot of problems with Floyd. Also, I think the reach. But Floyd has a 72-inch reach, so for him, Floyd has a long reach. But I know Floyd doesn't like to fight fighters that are taller than him or have a long reach. That's one of the reasons he didn't fight Amir Khan. A lot of people think, he made excuses with Amir Khan. Look at my pay-per-view numbers and look who's Amir Khan fought and all. Floyd never fought Amir Khan because Amir Khan had a long reach and he was fast. That was the only reason Floyd didn't fight Amir Khan. Floyd will not fight anybody who he feels has a chance of beating him. If you have a chance of beating him, Floyd will not fight you. And Amir Khan had a good chance of beating Floyd from his speed and his long arms. Yes, Mayweather did duck Thurman. They created a belt for Floyd to duck Thurman. They created the Super WBA title and gave that to Floyd when Keith Thurman was his mandatory. But like I said, even if Floyd was to even consider this fight, you still have to wonder, will Floyd want to do business with Bob Arum? Floyd even want to fight Terence Crawford. Because see, this will make Floyd look so bad. If Floyd was to come back right now and he was to get a challenge, like with Terence Crawford challenging him right now, and he was to go and pick Andre Berto again in the rematch. You know, nobody would pay to see that. Nobody would care to see that. And Floyd would be just making himself look bad, especially when you got a potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao, a fighter that's your age, that's out here fighting fighters like Keith Thurman, and you're willing to go out there and you coming back and going out there fighting Andre Berto, you know what I'm saying? Or Robert Guerrero Part 2. You know, don't nobody want to see him. But I would love to see him fight Terence Crawford. But a lot of people, you know, they'll go back into it. If you want to look at it from the pretty boy point of view, I really can't even say that pretty boy would beat Terence Crawford. I can't say pretty boy would beat Terence Crawford. It would be a hell of a fight, though. I could see people going towards pretty boy against Terence Crawford. But Money May beating Terence Crawford right now, no. And that's not even a question of even bringing it up to even sit up and talk about Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy is not here in 2020. So for people who gonna keep saying, if he fought Pretty Boy, Pretty Boy ain't here in 2020. We talking about Money May, and that's what people need to talk about. Will Money May beat Terence Crawford? Yeah, I believe Floyd would need a warm-up fight, but Floyd really don't do warm-ups. Whatever Floyd came back, one thing about Floyd, when he comes back, he will either pick the number 1 or the number 2 of whatever division he'll come back in. Or if he picks a fighter from another division, he always fights the number 1 or number 2. You have to give him credit on that. Like Floyd cherry pick, but he will come back and fight the number 1 or the number 2 of any division that he chooses to fight in. Floyd can't beat Crawford. Can't. Floyd is one-dimensional. Money May is one-dimensional. He cannot beat Terence Crawford. When Terence Crawford goes switching styles on him, it's gonna be hell. Plus, Terence Crawford can box. Terence Crawford is not a fighter that cannot box. Terence Crawford can fight going backwards. He can fight going side to side, forward, southpaw, orthodox, counter puncher, boxer puncher. He can be everything that Floyd can be. Floyd can do all those things. So in this fight, you have to think about the age. And if you're going to think about age, you got to give it to Terence. Because both of them are equally gifted in boxing. Both of them, to me, possess the same skills, the same heart, the same mind frame of winning. I don't think either one of them could ever see themselves losing. So you have to go into conditioning and age with this fight, if this fight was to happen. Do you think Floyd Mayweather would be in better condition, in better shape than Terence Crawford? Do you think that Floyd at 40 years old can actually go 12 rounds and compete with a young, fresh Terence Crawford? I don't. Oh no, Jesse. If they fight in Las Vegas, he won't have a fair chance. Not against the money man. You know Las Vegas is Floyd home. You know Las Vegas is Floyd home. He won't have a good chance. If that's a decision fight, if it's close, Floyd winning that. They not gonna let Floyd lose no fight in no Las Vegas. That's why Floyd never fought outside of Las Vegas. I think Floyd's last fight outside of Las Vegas was the Ricky Hatton fight. After that, it was Las Vegas, MGM Grand all day, every day. He became their money man. Penny Ace. talk about the fight all day, but the question is, will it happen? And me personally, I doubt this fight will ever happen. Floyd wouldn't consider it for one, because Floyd, to me, would never let a black fighter beat him and take his limelight. Not only that, it would take his all. Floyd lives for his all. If you take away Floyd Mayweather's all, Floyd becomes a regular boxer. If you take away his zero, he becomes a regular boxer. There's no way in the world he will go out there and challenge himself. He doesn't take risks, first of all. And I love Floyd Mayweather's skills as a boxer. I love to watch Floyd Mayweather. When I talk about Floyd, it's strictly boxing. No bias talk, no ass kissing, no nothing like that. Floyd would not put himself in a position to get beat by a black fighter. Floyd would never let a black fighter take his limelight. Do you hear me? Why do you think he kept telling the public that when he retires, Canelo will be the face of boxing? He never said a black fighter. Floyd does not want another black fighter to accomplish or be greater than him in boxing. Never. When Andre Ward became the pound-for-pound fighter of the world with Sergey Kovalev. Now, in my opinion, Sergey Kovalev beat the hell out of Andre Ward the first fight. But Floyd Mayweather also came and told the public that Andre Ward lost to Kovalev. But in my opinion, Floyd Mayweather did that to lower Andre Ward's name in boxing. Now, true enough, Andre Ward lost to Kovalev. But Floyd came and put it out there so people could actually look down on Andre Ward. Floyd doesn't accommodate black fighters. The only time Floyd will lift a fighter up is if that fighter could be a potential opponent of his and that fighter could beat him. There's only two fighters he done did that for. There's only two fighters he done brought up off his name. Well, three now. Adrian Broner, Errol Spence, and Tank Davis. The other two, Adrian Broner and Errol Spence, were potential fighters. Now, I believe Floyd could beat Adrian Broner, but I know Errol Spence would have beat Floyd. And Floyd lifted him up, and that's how Errol Spence became a star in boxing. Nobody knew of Errol Spence until Floyd mentioned his name. Yeah, that's true. Black people hate to see each other come up like that, but Floyd is really like that. Floyd is really like that. He sit up and talk all that. He want to see you successful. Not if you black, if you're a black fighter. So that's why one reason why if people are talking about this fight ain't gonna happen. Ain't no way Floyd will get in the ring with a Terence Crawford and let Terence Crawford become the new face of boxing. Take his zero. Because after that, Floyd ain't got nothing. Without his zero, Floyd don't have shit. And y'all actually think he would take that fight, go and fight the new pound-for-pound champion of the world? Hell, Terence Crawford fought Amir Khan. Floyd didn't fight Amir Khan. You have to look at this fight from their mind frames. Terence Crawford ain't scared of nobody. Terence Crawford ain't ducked nobody. He ain't scared of nobody. He ain't ducked nobody. Floyd ducked a lot of people. Floyd don't have that killer instinct mentality like Terence Crawford has. Terence Crawford has that kill or be killed mentality. Floyd has that I'm going to get $1 million for an easy fight mentality. He got that, Bud got that I'm coming to kill mentality. Floyd coming, I'm coming to make money and look pretty. That's the one thing people need to think about. Thank you, James. I think you new to the channel. Thank you for everybody watching. Dark Mater, Jeff C, Toby in the building, Low Key. Anybody new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Notification bell if you want to see more of the videos. See, people need to think about this. Let me tell you something. When people sit and talk about money, it's on paper. When they talk about net worth, it's on paper. Yes, Floyd is an $800 million man on paper. Floyd still has bills month to month. Month to month. And he got a lot of stuff he had to pay for. So when people, they sit up there and they just hear things and they so into another man's pocket, they like, oh, Floyd ain't got to fight for no money. How do you know that? This man got houses everywhere, money going everywhere. He has to pay for that shit. He has to fight or do something. He ain't making no money back off Javante like that. Because Javante ain't fighting nobody to bring in big money. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand it. They think people get rich and bills just stop. You a millionaire, you don't have to pay light bills, water bills. Yeah, they got to pay all that. They have to pay that shit. And if you ain't got no money coming in, guess what? All that money that's in the bank, steady going down every month. Every month. Down, down. You have to keep putting it in. Keep putting it in. That's why he keeps fighting. It don't matter if he on network, on paper, he say he a $800 million man. That don't mean nothing. That's on paper. I mean, don't get, Floyd ain't stupid either now. When Floyd tell you he own them cars, he buying the $18 million watches, you know what I'm saying, all the Bugattis, that's guns and butter. If Floyd ever go broke, he can resell that stuff. It probably ain't gonna be for the same price. But if he ever go broke, that's his guns and butter. Them cars, that jewelry, them houses, all that. He ain't stupid now. That's why I think if he coming back, he need a Terence Crawford or a Canelo Alvarez or some big name at 147. Some big name at 147. My best thing, I think he'll go and pick my boy Keith Thurman. For one, that'll be a good management move because Keith Thurman is coming off his first loss. Same way that Manny Pacquiao team did. They picked the right fighter to go and fight. They caught Keith Thurman at the right time. But he needs a big name to make his legacy even better than what it is. There's no point in coming back and giving us just a regular fight. We don't want to see it. There's no need to see it. He ain't gaining nothing from it but a payday. The Floyd love paydays, so, but Triple G, now that will be a fight, especially since he always say Triple G is no special effects. He loves saying that about Triple G. He been saying that for years. So get in the ring and show us that Triple G has no special effects, that he's just a straight up and down fighter. Get in the ring, first of all, hold on. Get in the ring and prove to us that you are the best ever. The best ever will get in the ring and fight Terence Crawford and beat him. You say you're a TBE, prove to the world that you're a TBE. Because the best boxer that ever did it will go in there at 41 years old and fight Terence Crawford and beat him. Now, if you can't do that, Floyd, don't ever say the best ever anymore. You got fighters like Bernard Hopkins, who made it all the way to 50, fighting top of the line competition and winning titles. You got George Foreman, came back and won the title at 44 years old. 44. Got another old fighter, Carlos Bundy. He old, came back and won the title. Manny Pacquiao, he at 40. You see what I'm saying? So ain't no excuse about this age stuff. Don't know, and all this, he too old. No, if he come back, he need to give us a good fight. He need to prove to us that he's the best ever. The best ever can beat anybody. Am I wrong for saying that? Do anybody agree with that? If you are the best ever, you can beat anybody. You can beat anybody. Ain't nobody better than you. You the best that did it. So for all these people who are saying that Floyd is the best ever should go in there, take this challenge, fight Terence Crawford, beat Terence Crawford, and if he was to do that, I officially stamp Floyd Mayweather as the best ever. You can't mention Muhammad Ali. You can't mention Mike Tyson. I don't care if I'm wrong or not. I'll say it to the day I'm gone. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer they ever lived. If he was to come back and defeat Terence Crawford. Until then, he can't say he no TBE. Until then, you can't say you better than you the best ever. He can't really say he the best ever now because Manny Pacquiao is still making his legacy look bad. You got an old guy out there just like you, fought you. He out there fighting young guys. You out here trying to do exhibition matches. You fighting kickboxers. You trying to go to the UFC, that is not your background. Then they're going to try to probably make him fight Khabib in a UFC fight, and then they're going to make him 52-0, or 51-0, whichever one it is. In my opinion, he's 49-0. That Conor McGregor fight should have never been counted as a boxing match. I don't know what people are thinking about. That was not a boxing match. That was an exhibition. You had to be a fool to think that Conor McGregor can come out here and just beat Floyd Mayweather in his background and what he's been training to do since he was a kid. Holyfield Ruiz, now that's some good sparring with Evander Holyfield. Even at the age now, just learning and listening to Evander Holyfield. I mean, learning different things in the ring from a Hall of Fame fighter like Evander Holyfield, that's a good advantage for him. They need to sit down. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Because the last fight was horrible. But like Terence Crawford said, why not? Why not? But I know that wouldn't happen. Even if it wasn't Terence Crawford, if it was another black fighter with a big name, Floyd will not let his legacy get tore apart by a black fighter. You see, he passed the torch to Canelo. He didn't pass the torch to a black fighter. He didn't pass it to Deontay Wilder, somebody who he could have passed it to. He could pass the torch to Deontay Wilder right now. Terence Crawford. He ain't never once came out his mouth and even said that Terence Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, from my recollection. I have never heard him say that. He won't even come and bag up Terence Crawford to say that he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So maybe Terence Crawford feel like, which I know this is how he feels because they saying Canelo is #1 pound-for-pound, Lomachenko is #1 pound-for-pound. Let me go out here and show them I'm #1 pound-for-pound. What is better than me having a chance than to fight the ex-pound-for-pound champion of the world, Floyd Mayweather Jr.? What's better than that? can't be in my opinion, you can't be the number one pound for pound champion and you've been a title holder your whole career. He has never been undisputed. I keep telling people, when you win one title, you are a title holder. You are not a champion. The champion has all 4 belts. The undisputed champion. All right? Fight Sean Porter. Floyd wouldn't fight Sean Porter. Floyd could have fought Sean Porter when he wasn't retired. Floyd would never fight Sean Porter because Sean Porter would not let Floyd breathe. And plus, Sean Porter is coming to fight Floyd. Floyd is a boxer. Sean Porter fights. He wouldn't dare fight Sean Porter. He badly made it out to McDonald 1. And a lot of people disagree with me with this. A lot of people agree with me. If you turn the music off, if you turn the commentary off on McDonald 1, Floyd 1, Floyd got beat up. Floyd lost that fight. So he would not fight a Sean Porter. Well, Sorality, we talking about piss tests. Floyd been busted with steroids. I seen Floyd snort a substance the Mosley fight. It was 3 videos they made. The Manny Pacquiao and Floyd fight. It was 3 of them. It's a scene where Floyd is they in the back dressing room. Leonard Ellerby, powdery substance. Leonard Ellerby has a powdery substance. Floyd snorts it twice. Then Floyd goes out into the ring. Go and look. Watch Mayweather versus Mosley. When Floyd first gets in the ring, the first thing he does is go to the corner. It's a towel up on the ropes, and he gets his nose and rub his nose across the towel. I would not lie on nobody. My right hand to the Lord. I would not lie on this man. I seen it. It's 3 videos. I think it was the 3rd last one. They backstage in the back room getting ready to fight Shane Mosley. And here comes Leonard Ellerby with this powdered substance and his straw, and he hits it twice. He goes right out into the ring and rubs his nose. Then he got caught with the IBs with Manny Pacquiao. Floyd been doing steroids too. All of them do steroids. It's just who get caught. It's just who get caught. So don't sit them and just think, oh, Manny Pacquiao need to take a piss test. It's a lot of them need to take a piss test. Because you will be a fool to actually sit up and think that I'm in a deadly sport like this, and I know people cheat. You think I ain't finna go get juiced up too? You think I ain't finna go take some? When I know they taking some? Shit. Yes. Floyd been on them roids. Shit. Where you from, Sorrel? So that's a question people need to think about now. You think Floyd at 41 years old ain't finna get on those steroids? Do y'all really believe that? You think he finna, even if he go back to the UFC, you think he finna go and fight a Khabib and he ain't finna juice up before he get back in there? Floyd calling for them roids right now. He calling for them roids right now. Bring me a 30 pack of them roids over here. I'm gonna fight next year in June. He finna get on steroids right now, so they could be effective in his body when he decides to go and fight somebody. People don't know steroids help you after you take them, even after you take them. You don't have to keep taking them all the way up into a fight. You just take them 4-6 months before a fight, and you'll still have the advantages of using steroids. With glass in their gloves, I don't never recall a fighter having glass in their gloves. I never heard of that. What you talking about, Sorrella? All right, to the 25 people watching, y'all hit that like button. I see 25 people watching. I need 25 likes, please. And also, if it's 25 people watching, tell me who you think will win against Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. And I'm not talking about pretty boy Floyd. I'm talking about money made. Pretty boy Floyd is irrelevant. Pretty boy Floyd is no longer here. Dean Jones all rigged up. That boy Tito, what's happening with you, Tito? Thank you for tuning in. We talking about Terence Crawford versus Floyd. Terence Crawford called out Floyd Mayweather today. I want to know how many of y'all think, who y'all think will win that fight. Y'all hit that like button. Like I said, I got 25 people watching. Hit that like button for me, please. Margarito when he fought Cotto. What you mean when you saying Margarito when he fought Cotto? What do you mean Margarito when he fought Cotto? What you talking about? Nah, Penny, you right, baby. He ain't finna beat no Crawford coming out no couch. But then we all know that Floyd Mayweather just love to steal people limelight, or he love to get attention. He might not even be coming back. You see what I'm saying? He might not even be coming back. He just loves the attention from the public. Or maybe he wants to steal somebody's limelight right now. I don't know what, you never know with Floyd. But I know he ain't finna beat no Terence Crawford. No, he's not gonna beat Terence Crawford. Y'all hit that like button. Oh, you talking about he ain't have glass in his gloves. He had pieces of damn, what he had in his hand. It was like dried up plaster. It was like dried up I can't think of what they called it, but it's the stuff that they wrap around their hands. They said it was a lot of that wrapped up and it was flat and hard. It wasn't glass though. It wasn't glass. But you have to wonder if I don't think Bob Arum would even try to stop this fight. Bob Arum wouldn't be a problem with this fight. I think Bob Arum would do whatever Terence Crawford wants him to do. I think he would let that fight happen only because Bob Arum would let that fight happen only because he would love nothing better than to see Floyd Mayweather get his ass whooped. That's why Bob Arum would not stop. If anything, Floyd would not let this fight happen. But Bob Arum, there's nothing more than Bob Arum would love than to see Floyd Mayweather getting his ass whooped by Terence Crawford. So, Bob Arum won't be a problem with this fight if it was to ever go down. That's one thing people don't have to worry about. It ain't gonna be Bob Arum. Bob Arum ain't gonna stop shit. If anything, Bob Arum gonna be get him Terence. Get him Arum pay Floyd Mayweather Sr. to train Terence for that fight. Do you hear me? He'll want him whooped just that bad. But with the bad blood that they have, that ain't gonna happen, Cal. That ain't gonna happen, Cal. Well, y'all, I think that's really all I can say about this video. You know, I can't keep going on and on because, you know, ain't really much else to say. You know, I done broke it down in every way I can possible. You know, on who I feel will win this fight. You know, I think I done said all I can say. And I got to ride with Terence Crawford. I love Floyd Mayweather. I miss the skills that Floyd Mayweather possessed in the ring. I miss his pullback counter, his straight jab to the body, frustrating his opponents, throwing and setting his opponents up in traps with punches, using his eyes as a weapon in the ring, deceiving his opponents. I miss all that of Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, would stand no chance against Terence Crawford in 2020. In 2020, no. I see Floyd getting hurt, getting beat. And I seeing that zero going out the window. But that's all I have to say on this video, y'all. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I thank y'all. Please hit that please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Comment below. Let me know how y'all feel. If you are new to this channel, if you're watching it after I close this out. But I just thank y'all for watching, tuning in. Y'all be safe out here. It's the weekend. Y'all have fun. Y'all enjoy yourselves. If you'd like to donate to the channel, go to username, go to About. I have Cash App. I have PayPal connected to the channel. My name is EasyWork83 on Cash App. You can go to community on the channel. It will show you how to donate to the channel if you'd like to. But like I said, most importantly, just keep tuning in and y'all be safe out there. This channel would do nothing without y'all. So I just thank y'all for tuning in. This Easy Work Boxing. I'm out. Also, I got another video I'm finna come in and do in a minute. You can check it out if you'd like to. That video is gonna be about celebrities on the internet, you know, and how that's going. So if you want to tune in to that video next, I would truly appreciate it. You know, I thank y'all for tuning in once again. This is Easy Work Boxing. I'm out.